I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Well, here we are again, all in our places with dull, grumpy faces, because it is our magnificent, ongoing, nail-biting contest. Two truths, one lie.
That's quite the intro, isn't it?
Hey, but I built that up, didn't I?
Yeah. But I think it's fair. It's getting a bit closer. We got to
a bit tense.
We got to 9-8 last week because you correctly guessed my statements, which was good.
I did.
Well, good for you, less for me, but
less good for you. A little bit of lost some ground there, didn't you? But yes, here we are again, and I'm hoping to prevent you from gaining any more ground. We want to keep this neck and neck here.
That's right. Yeah. That's what you want. What I want is double figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want. But we'll see.
You're on the brink of it. You're on the brink of it. But let's see if I can trip you up. Tonight.
I think you've probably got some good ones, and
I've got some good ones there.
Could have probably caused an issue because what hot today?
Very hot this week.
Too hot,
and,
maybe.
Some would say, and I'm hoping that might affect your mental capacity, such as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't rule it out.
No, you might have overheated yourself to some dangerous level, and you're just not going to know which way to go with these. So
no, I've been doing manual labour today as well. So
there you see that does nothing for intellect.
No,
so
no, my brain is a puddle of sweat, and it's left the building basically.
Run out under the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. Go on.
Let's see.
Let me get a bit of notepad open and
something to make a note with. They're three sort of short and sweet tonight. Sort of automotive history, I would say, would be the theme.
Okay, that's all right.
Not that we have to have a theme, but they happen to.
Sometimes they do sneak in, don't they? So no, that's good.
They do.
I've got notepad open. I am now
Very
poised for your statement number 1.
Okay, here we go. Number 1. In 1905, Rolls-Royce introduced a V8 powered car that was limited to 20 miles per hour.
Hang on, limited. Right, let me make sure I got that short and sweet. So, in 1905, Rolls-Royce introduced a V8 powered car that was limited to 20 miles an hour.
Correct.
Correct
in that's what I said, not necessarily correct.
Did we trip
that is
up?
Factually true.
Okay, no, I'm not going to get. I'm sorry, I started thinking about it. No, we'll come back to it. Yeah.
Park that there. Okay,
yeah.
Number 2. In 1983, Renault sold a version of the 11.
2 seconds. I had my keyboard went nah. Sorry. In 1983, that's as far as much as much my brain remembers.
I'll start again.
Yeah.
I'll start again. Oh, this is going to be hard work tonight. I'll start again. In 1983, Renault sold a version of the 11 in the United States called the Alliance, which had a convertible variant.
Right. I'm going to read that back to you. In 1983, Renault sold a version of the 11 in the US called the Alliance, which had a convertible variant.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not. Why?
We haven't finished yet.
No. Come on. Number 3. Let's just do that.
Let's move on. Number 3. Samsung manufactured cars between 1994 and 1998.
Samsung manufactured cars between 1994 and 1998. Is that what you're saying to me?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Samsung.
Samsung.
People who make your phones and your tellies.
Phones, tellies, all manner of electronic devices. Yes, that's Samsung.
Something sounds right about that. Because fingers in pies, deals with other people, because it won't have been their own car. I'm always talking myself into this one being true, but I think that is entirely possible. Samsung are everywhere. They're not just phones and tellies, like I speculated. I was being flippant. They have fingers in pies.
I think it's fair if you were to ask the average man on the street, as it were, what do Samsung do? They'd have said phones and tellies.
Yeah, but it's everything else that we don't think about. They will be everywhere and do all sorts of things. And I absolutely cannot rule that out. I don't think it was their own car. I think it was probably something else. But I would say very likely, very likely. I won't lock it in just yet, but I will ponder it for just a little bit longer.
Okay.
So going back in reverse order, the Renault. See, I think there is potentially some truth in that. I do. Because they have dabbled. We know that they've tried the US market.
Yes, certainly. No arguing with that. Yep.
And I think they may well have done that, because there is a part of me that like, I've seen an 11 convertible, and don't cue any jokes about A View to a Kill or anything like that. Because yes, certainly a portion of the roof had been removed, but to say that you could put the roof back up was probably untrue.
Yeah, probably. The View to a Kill thing is full of holes. Let's not get into that now.
Fuel tanks and such
yeah,
like.
Yeah, and such like. Yes, indeed.
And then that brings us back to the Rolls.
The roller, yes. These three are good enough to really make you think tonight. I don't know if that's the questions or your mental state.
Now, to wonder what a V8 with from Rolls that was limited to 20 miles an hour. Now, I don't mean to. Is there anything else that I can have from you on that? Is there a name for it or anything like that? Or am I asking too much?
Are we allowed to ask for more information?
I don't know.
Is that in the rules? We haven't written any rules. Is there anything else I can give you on that?
Although, to be honest, I don't know what I'm gleaning from that. You could be the Rolls-Royce cockknocker, but I have no idea.
You would know. It doesn't give you anything else to work with.
No, I don't. I don't really know why I asked, but it's.
I tell you what it's called, and you just I could say anything. It wouldn't help you.
Oh dear, I am. I don't know. They all sound doable and plausible. I mean, the only bit that I'm unsure of is why they'd bother limiting it, because well, speed limits were not really a thing. I don't really. No, I don't. I don't. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a punt here, aren't I?
To be fair, I think yeah, that's something you're either going to know that or you're not. You can't. There isn't really a way you could work that out. I don't think.
No. And so was I. So we got, and then we went Renault Alliance. Yeah, I am sure I have seen a convertible version. Was it American spec? Because you know it will be. They'll have done hideous things to the front and back of it. Not that an 11 was the most glorious looking thing, but
no.
Yeah, Samsung. Yeah, they will have dipped. Yeah, all right. I'm going to say Rolls false, Renault true, Samsung true.
Okay, final answer.
Yeah.
Locking that in.
And the only reason I'm going for that is because I can't think of a reason why Rolls would have limited the speed of a V8. But I mean, I could be entirely wrong, but I don't know.
Okay, you're locking that in.
Oh yeah, that'll do, mate.
Okay. Well, then I need to reveal that on this occasion, on this hot as balls day, as you would say, you are entirely incorrect.
Incorrect. Shit the bed. What one's wrong? That's going to annoy me. Well, there's going to be two wrong, isn't there? Obviously.
There's two you've got wrong. Yes, exactly. Okay. I will go through them in order. The Rolls-Royce V8 powered car limited to 20 miles per hour is true.
Okay. I mean, that was a guess. I couldn't think of a reason, but clearly there is one.
There is one, and had I given you the name, it would have given away the reason, because it was called the Rolls-Royce V8 legal limit.
Oh, okay.
That was the speed limit in Britain in 1905 on main roads, 20 miles per hour. So they figured it doesn't need to go any faster than that.
All right. Okay.
So they limited it to 20 miles per hour.
Fair enough. I didn't think they were bothering with speed limits, but no, that's all right. I'm happy to be proved wrong on that. But I was fairly.
Yeah. Not a terribly imaginative name, has to be said. The Rolls-Royce legal limit.
No, they did
and
that one.
They've mashed the two words up together with just one L in the minute, so it's in the middle. So it's legal limit.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So that's just the job. All right, and so which one was wrong on the other two?
Okay, the Renault. So I said Renault sold a version of the 11 in the United States called the Alliance. They did indeed sell a car in the United States called the Alliance, but it was based on the Renault 9, not the 11.
So okay. Okay. So it's based on the 9. All right.
It's not a looker. Okay.
No, I can believe.
The Renault Alliance convertible is, it's a bit like that Vauxhall Cavalier convertible that they did. It's all kind of out of balance.
I'm allowed to look now, aren't I?
You can research it to your heart's content now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, that's horrible.
It's not nice, is it?
No. Oh dear.
It's bad. It was not a terribly successful vehicle, as you can imagine.
No, I'm looking at it and realizing that is dreadful.
I think there is a little bit of bumper extension going on there.
Oh
as
yeah,
they
there is.
liked
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
My
Yeah.
prediction was correct.
Yeah,
They've had
it
a go
was.
at the front and the rear of that. Yeah.
They have. It's not something you're going to be putting on your must-have list, I don't think.
No. Oof, dearie me. No, that's horrible.
That's terrible. So yes, I fooled you with the Renault 11. It was in fact the Renault 9.
Which is cheeky at the best of times because the 11 and the 9 are awfully similar anyway.
Yes, that was my hope. that just slight change in detail would trip you up.
Yes, and successfully tripped, you bastard.
And Samsung did indeed manufacture cars between 1994 and 1998. Now, there's a bit of a story here. The car was called the SM5, four-door saloon. Again, not terribly successful, not a very attractive car. You can obviously Google that now as well.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I was still reeling from the 9 and 11 and Alliance.
They established Samsung Motors in 1994. The SM5 sedan was their first car. And it wasn't very successful, but then due to the Asian financial crisis in 2000, so they limped it along for a few years, Samsung sold its car making division to Renault.
Yep. Okay.
It became Renault Samsung Motors. They kept a stake in it, and ultimately the company today is Renault's South Korean division.
Oh, there you go.
So it does still exist, making weird and wonderful versions of Renaults in South Korea.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Why would they bother? Because I mean, South Korea have got a thriving car.
They're not
industry.
short of a car manufacturer themselves, are they? And let's be honest, this South Korean car manufacturers are quite successful. So I don't know why they would want to bother or continue to bother. Samsung and Geely both have a share in it. I guess it must be doing enough business to warrant keeping it going.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the cheaper end of the scale. I don't
know. Yeah, you'd imagine, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Consumer mass market stuff. But yeah, Samsung in the mid-90s did decide, we can have a go at car manufacturing. Like all these sort of Asian conglomerates, as you rightly pointed out, they have fingers in many pies.
Yeah, it's a business term, that, you see.
Yeah, it is. And it's a recognized technique. And the SM5 was their go at. I can't see any evidence that it was based on anything else. I think it was original to them.
Really? You did tell me I could Google it, but I never bothered. I was still angry.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking now, but I can't see anything that says that it was based on anything. Let's have a look here.
Oh, no, the first generation model apparently was based on the Nissan Maxima.
Oh, so it was. There you go. Yeah, no, I've just found an article on Autocar about it. In fact, there's a picture of the quite tragic looking thing, actually.
It doesn't look great. It looks, I mean...
That's right.
It looks
so they rebadged an already 5-year-old platform.
Yeah. It looks a bit like a Buick Century as well, doesn't it?
Little bit. That grille, there's a touch of Buick LeSabre there as well.
Yeah.
These are, of course, awful American cars.
Not ones that we lust after. Anyway, no.
No.
No, I'm gonna
It's that slightly
close those.
downturned, sad-looking grill on it.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
not. Yeah.
Horrible.
It's not a happy-looking car, is it?
No. No.
No.
No. Okay. Well, there we go. Well, you've managed
Marvelous.
to keep
Marvelous.
the lead to 1
Marvelous. If I can get next week's, then
oh God.
we draw.
Oh, can you imagine?
And it's all gone wrong for you. It's all gone badly wrong for you.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just lulling you into a false sense of security.
Is really?
Yeah, that's how. Come on. That's precisely what I'm doing. So all is well. I'm not at all bitter or cross.
No, about mistaking a Renault 11 for a Renault 9 or the other way around. Anyway, I would have fallen into that trap too, because as you say, they look almost identical.
Well, they do, don't they? They are essentially the same car with a different arse end.
Especially once the Americans have had a go at it.
Oh, yeah, indecipherable at that point. Horrible. Why must they poke cars?
Well, it's safety. There's pedestrian safety laws, wasn't it? At least with the bumpers.
Yeah, which just doesn't make any bloody sense.
Primarily in California, they ruined the Jaguar XJS. The reason the DeLorean's got its nose jacked up in the air is for that same regulation, if you see it in original suspension height.
It's even the modern stuff. You look at, like, remember 997s when they were sold in America? You go, they've got deformable bumpers on them. You go, yeah, but we got to have the overriders. You go, right, well, there you go. Just jam on a turd at the front and the back.
If you that the 911s, the Mercedes SL, Jag XJSs, MGs of all variants, all of them with these huge, great lumps of rubber on the back and the front, just destroying the looks.
Makes no sense. Oh, and if you ever
see, in many cases, the handling, because they stick these big squishy boulevard springs on them.
It's bad. I mean, one of my particular ones I hate is when you see an American spec F40, these rubber strips here, there, and everywhere. Going, oh my God, what has happened here? Enzo would be fuming. If that was the case, he would have. I know it was one of the last cars he saw, but he probably wouldn't have seen them when they were prepped for the US market. If he had, he would have said, "Don't you dare sell them there."
Yeah. We're pulling out of the US market. I don't care how many hundreds of millions we're going to lose.
No,
we're not selling them. No.
Yeah, it's bad. Really bad.
Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
it was a ruined American version that tripped you up, so you will now hate them just a little bit more.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah. That's some rubber bumper misery there. Lovely. Okay. Right, we better ask for housekeeping purposes, hadn't we? How goes the search?
No real progress since last week. Been a bit too busy.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry about that, but
no, that's fine. It's more just housekeeping. Any discussions indoors? Any
other than the fact that there's been sort of continued acknowledgement that this probably should happen, but no further particular developments.
No, fine.
No,
not
really.
Just wanted to double check. That's absolutely fine. Okay. I got something for you. Now, I think this is a valid question, and I think some of our answers might be interesting. And I'm going to let you have this, and you're going to have to come up with some off the cuff, I would say. So,
okay.
What cars do you want to have a drive of, but you've got no aspirations to own?
Well, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Well, now, there's a thing. That's quite tricky, isn't it? Because if you like something enough to want to drive it, then you probably wouldn't mind having one as well.
So, can I give you an example from my pool of them?
Please do. Your pool. Yes.
Well, it's not a vast amount. So, there's a curiosity in me. Now, I absolutely do not want one of these. However, I do want to see what the fuss is about by having a drive off. And that would be an L322 Range Rover.
Okay. I see where you're going with that. Yes. Yeah, I completely understand that. I kind of, a part of me does want to own one.
No, I've got the curiosity in terms of, well, I'd like to experience it because people rave about it. It's not your average off-roader. It's luxurious and capable, but
it's a cut above. Yeah,
but it's getting on a bit. But people still swear by them. I absolutely don't want or need a Range Rover. It's not me in any way, shape, or form. But I would like to see why people rave.
It's the darling of all the YouTubers at the moment because they've got so ridiculously cheap. Yeah, supercharged V8 petrol, of course. Don't be mucking about with the diesel. Not just for a test drive. Obviously, if you're actually going to use it for some real jobs, then you might want to consider the diesel. But I would say if you're just going to have one to tool around in for a bit of fun, you might as well go for the supercharged petrol.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the one you want, isn't it? But like, we've got some famous owners, probably most famous being Clarkson.
Clarkson and Harry Metcalf. Yeah.
But I believe they don't have supercharged V8s. I think they've got the TD V8s.
No, they don't. They do. They have the Ford diesels in both of theirs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
They do. But both of theirs are in use on farms. So it probably makes more sense to have the diesel. Okay. On the subject of Range Rovers, then I would probably put what has now become known as the classic Range Rover in that. Not that I don't adore them, I just think they are far too long in the tooth to actually be a viable thing to own and use. But I would really like a go in a classic Range Rover. Probably what's known as the soft dash, the slightly later ones. Because there's a few more modern amenities in those later ones. But they still have the classic look. Yeah, I'd probably say that. Another car I would probably pick out that I'd quite like to have a waft in, but don't really have any interest in owning, and it's not a brand I'm particularly into. The VW Phaeton.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one to try, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it really would.
It's a very odd car to come out of. With a VW badge, basically.
Yeah, and for what it is now, they are ludicrously cheap. But
can of worms.
That's for a reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you absolutely don't want that.
Can of worms, you can't get parts for them, even basic stuff, because it was all bespoke to Phaeton. And they didn't make it's not just a posh Passat. It was a completely different thing.
Not what you need.
So that would be quite interesting. And along those lines, you got the juices going now. Along those lines, I would probably say a Rolls-Royce Phantom as well.
Yeah. Do you know what? I had thought about that and
Yeah.
didn't write it down, but you say it and you go, actually, yeah, that I don't think, even if money were no object, I don't think I would like to be tarred with the Rolls brush.
No. No, I mean that I wouldn't fit on your driveway.
No, that's true.
The rear 6 feet would be hanging out on the road. People are going to get annoyed with that. So,
Yep, that is a problem. And it's just, do you know what? I think, now this might be a colossal generalization, but there are certain brands that people buy to look rich.
yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say a Rolls is a discerning choice.
I would be a bit more specific with that, and I think certainly an earlier Phantom, because they are, relatively speaking, for a Rolls-Royce, cheaper. And I think probably the Ghost is true of that. I wouldn't say something like a Silver Shadow fits into that.
Okay. No, I'll take that.
The only problem the Silver Shadow has these days, as we have discussed,
and yeah, it comes with connotations of a broadcasting company from a particular decade and the occupants within it. Say no more. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an air of shenanigans. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
And those are now dirt cheap. You can get a Shadow now for $3 or $4 grand. I'm not suggesting anybody should.
No, I think that's,
even ignoring the problem we've just described. I think a $3 or $4 grand Shadow is going to need probably 3 times that spending on it.
yeah.
But I don't think, coming back to your original point, that that's a car people buy to look rich.
No.
But I think that earlier Phantoms certainly are, and I think the Ghost, the smaller one, probably is.
Yeah. I take your point on that.
Again, I think the Spectre and the Dawn, I don't think you would buy to look rich. I think you would buy because you are rich.
Yeah, they're a slightly different league, but they're still, I don't know, still didn't float me boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's fair. There's something else that just sprung to mind, which again I have no interest in owning. This is quite an eclectic list, or it will be in a minute. No interest in owning, but I'd really, really like to give one a try. A Ford F-150 Lightning.
Oh, yeehaw!
Yeah.
I can see that. Because that would be, I mean, you absolutely can't operate a pickup truck of that size in this country.
No,
because
it's ridiculous.
It just absolutely doesn't fit and would cost an absolute fortune to fuel it. But yes, have a go. Lovely.
Well, no, because the Lightning is the electric.
Oh, of course it is. I'm thinking old school. Okay, yeah, the size still applies then.
Oh, the size still applies. Yeah, the cost of fueling is considerably more palatable, but the size of it, yes, indeed. Yes. And along those lines, of course, the Tesla Cybertruck. But
I don't even want to go.
To be honest, I was just going to say that. I'm not sure I even want to bother with time to have a go in that.
No. Even someone seeing me sat in one, that's too much. I think that's gone too far.
I'm going to go with the F-150. I think you wouldn't be ashamed and have to, move out of your life and go and live somewhere else.
Yeah,
if you were seen in it. So.
No, that's fair.
I think that's fair. That's okay. Yeah.
one that's been on my mind, and I don't know if it might come as a surprise, but I would like to have a try in a Nissan GTR, be it the R35, and pick a variant. It's had all sorts of special
Okay,
models,
interesting.
but I don't want to own
But you
one.
don't want to own one. You don't
No.
want to own one. Okay.
I think my reason being is, and now this, and it might be a wild assumption, but it does seem to fit the bill. That I think it's too capable,
Yeah.
and I just don't think you'd be able to use it.
Yeah. There's probably something in that. Yeah.
And I just, I think it'd spoil it, but it would be, it's too much for the road.
Right.
Yeah, and I just,
Yeah.
and I don't think you could enjoy it. I don't think you could have fun in it at a lower speed.
Yeah. You think it's a little bit of a one-trick pony on that front?
Yeah, I think I just don't think you could ever push it hard enough on the road.
Yeah.
To be able to get anything from it.
Yes, that's probably fair. Yeah, get it on a track, but on the road day to day, trying to do the shopping in it, you're just going to get on your nerves, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd say it would get on your nerves. It's got more power than you need, and supposedly just indescribable amounts of grip.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just don't think you'll ever get near a limit on it.
Right, so you just don't think it would be any fun because it's just too good at what it does, and it won't allow you to, as you say, get to the edge. Yeah, I can. That's probably a fair point. Actually, it's just too competent.
Yeah. So I think that would. I think it would. I think it'd be a no from me. But yes, I would absolutely like to try. But I fear it would just confirm my thoughts.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Another one, which actually, this one I sat with for a while because I'm like, am I sure about this? And I think I am sure. Is I would like to have a try of a Porsche 928, but I don't think I want one.
Okay, interesting. Don't want one. Okay.
No, I appreciate them, but it doesn't. I don't associate, and this might be some sort of weird brand association, but it's essentially a GT car, and I don't associate that with Porsche. I know there's an argument to say that 911 has become a bit more GT these days, but it's still incredibly capable.
Yes.
I think if I wanted GT car, I would go somewhere else. Even if I were looking at a GT car from the era of the 928, I'd be looking elsewhere.
You'd look at something else. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because for me, I would say sort of Aston Vantage would be optimum GT car for that era.
That is tasty.
If I had to have a punt.
Even though the Porsche will be better screwed together.
Yeah, I mean, although 928's not without their problems, actually. They are a bit hazardous with financial issues along the way. But do you know what? As it stands, I don't want one, but I'm happy to be proved wrong. But it's quite telling in the sense of if you want one and you start rummaging for them, it's an awful lot of autos. So it's very much geared up to be wafty GT with nice big lump up the front.
Or even if that wasn't the intention, that's how people bought them.
Yeah, so, quite.
Yeah, so that's the spec that's out there and available. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because I thought because did manage to have a conversation about this indoors. Kaylee was not interested in the slightest. To say a conversation is probably overstretched. She was present and I talked.
Yeah, we that can happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've had similar situations here. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that she was quite surprised that we ended up picking a couple of cars from brands I'm quite fond of. And yeah, I was going to say that she said that, but no, I think that was me that said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came.
Sounds like something you would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
yeah, picking something.
I think
from
you
Porsche.
were having that conversation on your own, weren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. It does feel a bit odd picking something Porsche or picking a Nissan with a GTR badge and going.
It is surprising.
Probably not.
You've picked out two of your favourite brands for cars that you wouldn't like to own, but that's how these lists often are. They throw up surprises for us. But I've got another one if you like.
I would very much like one.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to try but not own a late 80s, early 90s Saab 900 Turbo, because I'd like to see what the fuss was about.
So you're taking my Range Rover approach, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what?
Were they really all that and something else, or was it a myth?
And yeah, do you know what? I'm probably a bit too caught up in the myth, and I would go, yeah, I'd have one. I'd never even sat in one.
You'd accidentally buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then think, I don't know if I wanted that.
Yeah, as soon as it fell out your gob, I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? We've sort of been trained to think they are the sort of pinnacle of automotive brilliance, and that everything about them was just fantastic, and they were so safe and incredibly well built to a ridiculously high standard, and all of that stuff. And that's why I'd like to try one, to see what the fuss is about.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I
don't dislike them. They're not particularly on my list of things I'd like to have.
Okay.
And we probably need to do that quite quickly because there's not many of them left.
No, that's true. So there was one that nearly made it to the list, but then it got pointed out and going, no, you dozy sod, I have driven that.
You've already done it.
Yeah. That was a Defender.
Okay. Oh, good shout.
Yeah, and I have driven one, and I do not want to see what all the fuss is about. Awful experience of operating that as a vehicle.
Yeah.
The one I drove was in reasonable repair. It wasn't a ropey one. It was just flat out shit.
But people who love them don't care.
No, and it's not a case of going, look, I understand I'm getting into quite a utilitarian vehicle. It's not full of creature comforts. It's not about that. It's getting in it and going, really? They command such a value for something that is appallingly put together. Feels like none of the controls you operated are connected to the things they're meant to control. It's like, you know what? I got nothing. I just couldn't find a redeeming feature about being in it. I was uncomfortable. Right. I was deaf. I felt unsafe. It's just dreadful.
Like you weren't really part of the process.
No, I was just present.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That I wouldn't have put a Defender on the list. But although it does put me in mind of one of its stablemates.
Oh, go on.
which again, for the it's like what you just said about the Saab. I fear it it would make me want one, but I would nevertheless like to give it a try. In fact, I'm kind of torn between two different. See now, I may have just added something else to the list.
Go on then.
I was gonna say a Rover SD1.
Yeah, but I bet you've thought about it. You go, I don't care. I'm having it.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. That's that. So you've arrived at that. So you can't put that on the list because you want one, and it's unconditional love there, isn't it?
There is an element of Series 3 XJ going on there. They're from the same era. They were sort of driven by similar sorts of people.
Yeah.
And,
at
least to the end. And yeah. So in that case, and it's the reason that the Jag Series 3 XJ is not on the list. Yes, I would love to drive one, but we all, well, let's be honest, we'd all like to own one, but we know that would be financial suicide. So,
yeah, you might be able to buy it, but can you afford to operate it? Yes.
The Series 3 XJ is one of those things where there's a kind of unwritten rule amongst all us car folk that you don't go looking for them because it will just lead to great unhappiness.
Brief happiness, but then ultimately
brief happiness when it arrived and you were stood there looking at it on that first afternoon. And you'd be really, really pleased with yourself because there it is and it's gorgeous and it's just, and then you'd try and start it the next day. And from then on, trouble.
Nothing doing.
Yeah, nothing doing.
No, I think that's fair.
So I will therefore replace the SD1 because I feel it has that effect, which is the realization I came to as I was saying it. And I will replace the SD1 with a P5B.
You don't want one of those, but you'd like to have a go.
I wouldn't want one because it's getting a little bit too old, if you like. It's not something I would I don't know about that one now.
I can follow your train of thought. It's not
it's out of my era, really.
And do you know what? Right, I think I might be able to talk you back into keeping that on the list because it's one of those things. We all get misty-eyed about owning a classic car, but what you actually don't factor in is the high percentage of misery that comes with it, and that's
you have to be so committed to it. Particularly something of that age. A modern classic, XKR for topical example, that's a bit different because it's substantially more modern vehicle. Modern classic. It's certainly certainly the X100 is an up and coming classic. P5B or even P6. You're getting back into an era that's just
it's a well-established classic, and I think
bona fide classic, very popular mainstream classic.
And I think you're right. I think you're exactly right to go, you know what, let's have a bash, but I'm buggered if I want to deal with it on a day-to-day basis.
I think it's just I would struggle to make space in my life for what it would need. And it would end up just sat there, and that's not right to do that. So
I think
fair. P5B stroke P6 I think either would be fabulous to have a go in, like that chap we saw the other week who was certainly having a go in his P6.
Exactly that. Well, I think that brings us to a sort of similar close to last week. Do you know what? Can I borrow your answer on that and put those on my list as well? Because
You'd like those as well.
Yeah, I'd like to have a try, but yeah, I don't want the hassle.
No,
okay.
And both of those, certainly the P6, would be a lot of hassle.
Oh yeah. All right then. We'll park it there. So I'll leave you to have a think.
We'll park it there, but we'll leave the podcast in gear because otherwise it's going to go.
Oh yeah. Anything of that age, yeah.
Yeah.
Give as many tooth clicks on the handbrake as possible and leave it in gear.
Yeah.
But you have to have a think ready for next week, won't you? How can we shoehorn a P6 into the podcast ending?
What, every week?
Well, see how long you can keep doing it. That's your challenge.
How long can we keep ending the podcast? I mean, we did quite well with the Just Buy a Mark 1 Focus. That was the ending for ages. So I don't think we could start a slogan with Just Buy a Rover P6 because I think that's clearly not good advice.
We've quite literally just said we don't want one.
Yes.
But that's 2 episodes now. The end of it has featured a Rover P6. So all I'm asking is for it to be featured. So,
okay.
All right. Get creative juices flowing, ready for next week.
I'll think on that. Okay.
Perfect.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.